travelled halfway across Sydney from the other side of the world to be with us tonight, to spend time, to exude that experience to us. Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those in between and those not sure. Who are you? Who are you? Are you a wife, a brother, an employee, retired, or always tired? If we define ourselves by our relationship to another, or our emotions, or our work, or our possessions, are we less of who we are when we lose that defining element? If we donate an organ, or lose a limb, or were born with half a brain, as Michelle Mack was in 1973, are we less of a person? Ladies and gentlemen, I am asking you to think big. Think outside your physicality, your social circles, your country, to people in faraway lands, and how your daily coffee and consumption affects them and planet Earth, whose mother, by the way, is nature. Think outside all you've ever known and ask, what is possible? Realise that you are connected to all there is, and together we, mankind, could have peace on Earth by being kind to one another. Sure, we may have to forgo attachments to security blankets. Einstein said it well when his wife was lamenting the loss of their furniture. But I'm attached to it, she said. Yes, my dear, he said, but it is not attached to you. So forgo attachment and think big. Indeed, why would you think small? Because you're afraid of what others might think? Well, other people's opinions are none of your business. Or is it because you're the typical unemployed person? Or the average parent of the average family? And this is the way it's supposed to be. Day in, day out, day in. Well, be careful, because a coffin is just a rut with two ends. You will find strength in thinking big. And we all have complementary different strengths, thankfully, because we're all different. Wouldn't the world be boring if we were all the same? And yet, we are all the same. We all die without food or clean water, those luxuries that some of us take for granted. And we are the sum total of our physicality, with all our past experiences and associated feelings that form our beliefs and our behaviour patterns. Those habits that start in your head and end up ruling your lives. Now, your head is your brain and your mind. The brain is just the physical hardware, like the TV with its wiring. In Michelle Mack's case, we saw how the right side of the brain developed to perform the functions of the left side. So amazing, because there was no left side to begin with. And an amputee going crazy because he can't scratch the itch in his phantom limb finds relief at last by scratching his cheek. This is because that part of the brain that was previously triggered by sensory input from the arm now receives input from the face. Neuroplasticity, the science of how adaptable our brains are, reveals how amazingly capable we are, every single one of us. But if the brain is the TV, your mind is a TV program with all its available channels. So what are you listening to? What's playing in your brain? There's the whatever I do, it's not good enough channel. Go away, I'm busy channel. Or how about this one? Why does this always happen? Well, your brain is amazing, and it will find the answers to the questions that your mind asks. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason something continues to happen is because you haven't learned the lesson yet. Ask, what's the lesson I need to learn so I can move on? What's the positive to this? For every situation has at least one positive. It's nature's way for balance. So switch channels if you have to. Ask quality questions to get quality answers. And sure, it might take some practice, as does any new skill, especially if you've been listening to a very different program for a few years. But I guarantee you that once that positivity program becomes a habit, you'll find it very hard to be negative or depressed. You'll find it very easy to think big. You'll see possibility become probability. And when someone asks you, who are you? You'll be able to say, I am connected to all there is. I am kind to mankind. I am free from attachment. I am an amazingly capable individual and I think